Hello, we're back again for some more Tips Tuesdayness. We came back with a bang last week and it was a huge success, I think. So before we get to this week's one, I just want to say something, right? So there was a guy who's probably you would call a jewellery influencer, right? And a lot of people look up to him, and I'm not going to name names because I'm not that kind of dude. But I heard the single most shittest piece of advice from him, and it was all, don't fail. Failure is the worst thing you can do. If you fail, you're a failure. And there was just a slew of comments underneath saying, "Oh yeah, man, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard." And I swear to the baby Jesus, that is the shittest thing, the single most worst piece of advice I've ever heard. Worst piece of advice I've ever heard in my entire life. Worst piece of advice I've ever heard in my entire life. One of the first things I say to students is you have to fail to progress. Failure doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Failure doesn't mean that you're useless. Failure just means that you're another step on the road to success. I have failed, believe this, I have failed more times than you have ever tried. And that means that I'm at the level that I am at these days. And I had to fail to get there. If I didn't fail, I would either be a freak of nature or pretending. So all this macho dude bro bullshit about failing is not an option. Say that to it. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to push boundaries, and certainly don't beat yourself up when you get something wrong, because that just means that it's another step on the road to you becoming a much better jeweller. Scott McIntyre out. Just a wee quickie for you today, lads, after the epic rant to start with. Now I'm going to try and get the camera in focus here, but it's right. See that little groove that I've made there? I want to pretend that that's a hallmark or something, and what's happened is the shank, as you can see, is maybe split just at the back there. And what you'd be worried about is this channel flooding with solder. Maybe it would leap across there, flood your hallmark, and then you're up shit creek without a paddle. So I'll just show you a quick and easy way just to prevent that. All right, man, pure stay there in a minute, I'll be back. All right, see ya, bye. Okay, what we're going to do is, if we heat this job up gently, heat it a little bit, and then get solder probe. Now I've got wee tiny bits of Tripoli down here. Can you see them down there? That's kind of flaked off with my nail, basically. So now that that's hot in there, if you can pick up a little bit of Tripoli and then just sit it in there, and it kind of melts in because it's hot, melts in that little groove, makes it all dirty. And as we know, solder will not run to a dirty place, so what that will leave you with is your solder joint, which is ready to be fluxed and soldered, and the dirty hallmark next to it, which hopefully it decreases the risk of the solder running into it. Oh yeah, here I am. Okay, I'm away now. I'll see you next week. Bye, love you.